Hello, and welcome to Anomalous Report. My name is Steele, and we'll be talking about the SCP Foundation, specifically SCP-4823.
Containment class, safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-4823 is to be kept in a standard containment chamber at Site-77. In case of entry from U-3567, an armed guard is positioned in the room at all times. In order to maintain diplomatic relations, Foundation diplomats are scheduled to visit U-3567 once a month. Due to the effect that ionizing radiation has on the human body, Foundation personnel are to consume pills containing potassium iodine daily while in U-3567. And individuals who have returned from U-3567 cannot enter again until at least 3 months have passed. Edit. As of December 20th, 2019, diplomatic relations have been halted. No contact with U-3567 is to be made. Responding to attempts at contact from U-3567 may be allowed if and when such a situation arises. Description: SCP-4823 is a ripe specimen of Musa acuminata, most commonly known as a cadaverous banana. It is indestructible and does not suffer from normal biological degradation. It appears to be ancient, with thermoluminescence placing it at least 20,000 years old. The main anomaly of SCP-4823 is a localized, transdimensional two-way gateway in place of the fruit's flesh. The gateway becomes exposed when the banana is peeled, which can only be done halfway. Upon exposure, the gateway will draw the peeler in, exposing them to the noodle effect caused by strong, non-homogeneous gravitational field in order to fit them through. The other end of the gateway is an identical object in U-3567. It was under the control of U-3567's version of the SCP Foundation, and is locked in their version of Paris, France, in the endorsement of Bout-Montras. U-3567 is devoid of all animal life, instead inhabited by mobile and sentient plant life. Most noble of which is a species of sapient humanoid entities collectively referred to here as SCP-4823-1, who refer themselves as bananas or Musu sapiens. The external morphology of SCP-4823-1 greatly resemble humans aside from having a substance identical to a banana peel in place of skin, lacking all body hair, and having a extended cranium similar to the shape of a baseline banana. SCP-4823-1 lacks all internal organs commonly found in humans, and their flesh is identical to that of a banana. Their internal support structure closely resembles wood rather than bone. Their joints and tendons are made of plant fibers, and their esophagus leads to an acid-filled vat similar to the trap of a pitcher plant. Due to the lack of animals and animal byproducts, as well as different evolutionary paths resulting in the lack of several baseline plants, many cultural and economic aspects of societies on U-3567 vary greatly from baseline reality. This includes religion, trade, and geography. Despite this, social structures are largely unaffected. Following the containment of SCP-4823, diplomatic relations with U-3567 version of the SCP Foundation were established for the purpose of sharing information and researching U-3567. However, due to the repercussions of Incident 4823-39, the state of U-3567 and its inhabitants have been affected to such an extent that diplomatic relations are no longer possible. See Addendum 4823.1. The origins of SCP-4823, or why U-3567 is connected to baseline reality through SCP-4823, is unknown. Incident Report 4823-39. On May 12, 2019, 5 ambassadors of Baseline Foundation enter SCP-4823 as usual. They were scheduled to stay in U-3567 for a week. On the second day, one of the representatives of U-3567 Foundation failed to show up for a scheduled meeting. Stay of the ambassadors was extended. Search were conducted, and after 3 days, the corpse of the representative was found in a storage room, infested with fruit fly larvae. The larva has most likely hatched from an egg that was laid by a fruit fly that accidentally came with our ambassadors, as fruit flies are not a naturally occurring species in U-3567. The corpse of the representative was promptly incinerated. However, the original breeding pair was not found. A week later, a fruit fly infestation in the storage room was discovered. The site was locked down, and extermination efforts involving pesticides and flamethrowers were enacted, but eventually proven unsuccessful and control of the infestation was lost. U-3567 Foundation demanded that the representative leave, and after their return to baseline, no attempt at contact from U-3567 has been made. Incident Report 4823-40. On March 6, 2020, SCP-4823 unpeeled itself and a journal was ejected out of it. The words Valerie's Journal has been handwritten on the cover. The following are digitized versions of select pages from the journal, translated from French. December 18th, 2019. Dear Diary, I can barely hold this pen, for I'm exhausted after today. Regardless, I'm happy, for I had a lot of fun. Firstly, my mom told me in the morning that Aunt Latondra is coming home for the holidays, all the way from Portugal. I haven't seen her in years due to her being so busy with her herd of nectar stomachs. Then in school, I sat next to Williams again. He has such a perfect skin, it's unbelievable. I couldn't concentrate on the lesson at all, laughing my stem off. Then after school, me and Ella went on to Strider's stables, and I got to ride my sweet girl Fargus again. Oh, and we have a new school nurse, because the previous one unfortunately died to crown rot a few weeks ago. That disease apparently makes you lose your fingers, and absolutely horrible. Anyways, we finally got a replacement. Her name is Java, and she's originally from South Asia. Some of the boys in our class call her rude names, but I think her blue skin is absolutely beautiful. I also gave self-made mittens as little gifts to the guards in front of the office building near our school. I walk past the building on my way to school and back every day, and they always standing there no matter the weather. And it's cold this time of year, so I decided to give them something warm. They look happily surprised and immediately put them on. I think I made their day. December 19th, 2019. I hope you haven't been waiting all day for something exciting, dear diary of mine, because this day was pretty standard. We got a new assignment from Mr. Ock, which is kind of dumb and annoying right before Christmas like this, but whatever. I came straight home after school in order to get started on it. We're supposed to make an essay about evolution, and it turns out that our ancient ancestors were weird crescent-shaped fruits that grew from giant flowers. Evolution's weird, man. One thing of note, though, the guards in front of the building weren't there today. They're always there. I think they're doing something really important in the building, so I don't know why on earth they would leave the gate unintended. Oh, right! I forgot. I also got invited to a party. Fia's parents are gone for the week, so she's throwing a huge party. I hear William's coming too. It's gonna be so much fun. December 20th, 2019. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to think, really. This is pointless right now, but for some reason I still want to do it. Habit, I guess. William's dead. Earlier today, I heard him complaining to his friends that he wasn't feeling so well. Can't believe I was hoping that he would still come to the party. And then, when he did, I was super happy. I called him alone, and we started talking, and we were having fun, but then his eye came off. These tiny white creatures slithered out of his socket. He tried to say something, but he just dropped. He was dead. I know he was. He had no expressions, and his eye was wide open, but he kept twitching. Oh God, twitching and buzzing, and a dark cloud came out of him. I ran. I just ran. I heard the screams, but I just ran. I didn't look and I only realized after an hour that I was going in the wrong direction. Then I had to take a train home. And oh my God, I didn't tell my parents. I just locked myself in the room. Unintelligible due to crossed over multiple times with a pencil, causing some of the pages to tear slightly. What were those things? December 21st, 2019. The news are talking about the creatures. Nobody seems to know what they are or where they came from, but they are spreading. They've taken over the entire ninth Andromeds, which is why we're preparing to leave to the shelter. The helicopter's been flying over our house all day. This can't be real, can it? December 22nd, 2019. I'm writing this from the shelter. There's maybe a few dozen of us here. We should have food and water for 6 months. And the solar lamps in the ceilings apparently last forever. So, through relying on photosynthesizing as much as possible, we should be able to stretch that to a year if necessary. There's a television here. We're watching the military trying to get rid of the creatures, or carvers, as people started calling them. They don't seem to have a lot of success at doing that, though. At least my parents and Ellie are here with me, as well as the new school nurse. We're gonna get through this together. I know we will. December 30th, 2019. We're not at the shelter anymore. We're in an abandoned coffee shop. We meaning me, Ellie, and Java. Everyone else is dead, even my parents. The carvers attacked out of nowhere. Probably got in through the ventilation. Java noticed before everyone else and helped me and Ellie get out of there before we were eaten alive like everyone else. Java had to cut everything below the elbow with a knife from the shop. Right now, she's helping her with the pain. I'm writing this. I don't know why. I guess it helps calm me down a little. Everything is gone. The scars darkened with countless carvers, and the streets are littered with twitching bodies filled with the offsprings of those vile creatures. These things just keep spreading and eating and spreading, and nothing slows them down. Most of the military has retreated already. There's some copters far away trying to keep the infestation from Paris, but it's only a matter of time until they break through and devour all of France. Maybe all of the world. July 1st, 2020. We finally found another group of survivors, about 30 or so individuals. They were hesitant to let us join them at first, but a few of them were wounded and Java's a nurse. We really do owe her our lives. People here are hardy and cynical. No nonsense kind of people. But a few of them seem nice. Ellie has been depressed ever since her parents died and lost her right arm. It pains me to see her like this. She used to be so happy and bubbly. Why did all this have to happen to us? What did we do wrong? After this point, the diary has stopped keeping track of the dates. I've tried to keep track of the dates for you, my dear diary, but I'm afraid I lost track. I guess it doesn't really matter anymore anyways. Our numbers are dwindling. We just lost 3 people because Mysore, that idiot, went into a room with a carcass in it while we were scavenging for someone's former home. That carcass had some carvers in it, and of course, got excited over our flesh meat and came for us instead. We had to lock the door behind us, Mysore, Poem, and Silk, or else they would have eaten us as well. I can still hear them screaming and pounding at the door. Ellie killed herself. We couldn't find her this morning, and after searching for a while, we saw her sprawled over the sidewalk below. She'd thrown herself from a window of the apartment building we've been staying at during the night. There was so much we wanted to do together. We had plans of traveling the world, from the petrified forests of Russia to the beaches of Australia. One of her biggest dreams was to get to swim with the algae leviathans that inhabit southern oceans. I almost murdered Crew when he said Ellie was slowing us down because of her disability. In other news, we're back at Montreal. Home. Hey. I wonder if the guards I gave those mittens to are still alive somewhere. I doubt it. Anyways, we're scrounging in the office building they were guarding. There's bodies everywhere. Like, more than I have seen anywhere else before. It's like these people didn't even try to escape. A lot of guns with them, too. I wonder what they were doing in this building. This place is starting to creep me out. We stayed the night, and we can't find the exit anymore. It's like the hallways and rooms just switch places overnight. But surely that's impossible. I did find some weird papers, though. They were in what looked like some sort of lab, describing something that only could have been straight out of a science fiction show. I'm alone. The Carvers came out of nowhere. It was just, they popped right into existence, right in the middle of the group. We were getting ready for bed and I was further away from everyone else. I started hearing the screamings. I managed to get out the door and slammed it behind me. Before they fully got me, I left them all to die like a coward. It doesn't matter. I'm not long for this world either. Pretty sure one of those Carvers managed to plant a seed in me. Fuck. I know you did. All of you. Ellie, my parents, Java, Williams, and millions of others are dead because of you. That's right. I found SCP-4823 or whatever you called it. And the documents that describe everything that happened. How your people came here through this and brought this plague upon us. I'll be dead soon, just like everyone else. I can already feel the seeds sprouting and the Carver's offspring burrowing through my flesh. For that reason, I'm not going to go through, for there's no hope for me anyways. Instead, I'm sending you this diary so that you know exactly what you did to us.